Hello, everybody, and welcome to my new fictional airport. Before we get into the video here, I did quickly want to address that we recently had 350 subscribers, so thank you all for that. It's I'm kind of doing this airport as not really intentionally as a milestone video, but it's just kind of how it turned out. So, new airport for 350 subscribers, and it's my biggest one yet, probably biggest one ever. But I hope it doesn't turn into the flagship of the channel either, because I still want that to be MSP, because, hometown airport. And this one also isn't a realistic airport in any way, so I I would prefer this one to not take over MSP, but, it's still a cool airport, I guess. I hope. So as you can see, we're in the tile here. So this is a fictional airport. This is inspired loosely by Gemini Jet's 333's airport, if you all remember that. That's kind of what got me into the whole model collecting thing. So thanks to Gemini Jet's 333 for creating this monster. And then it's also inspired by Red River Aviation's Great Plains Airport. So that's kind of where the inspiration of this comes from. And this airport is based out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, but it's also like this giant international airport. So clearly in this universe, Chicago doesn't exist, and instead Cedar Rapids, Iowa is like the main urban area in the Midwest. So yeah, I guess, yeah. I don't know how I came up with this, except actually no, I do know how I came up with this. I wanted this airport to be located where one of the Twins minor league baseball teams is. So that would be Cedar Rapids, or I guess I should go by by the ranking. So AAA, of course, St. Paul. That one, there's already an airport there basically. I mean, in Minneapolis. My heater just turned on here. It's winter in Minnesota. This is what's gonna happen. So apologies for that noise in the background. But this video is probably gonna be so long that's gonna go away in the middle of this, maybe even come back later. I don't know. This is gonna be a long video, so strap yourselves in. As I was saying, St. Paul, Wichita, Cedar Rapids, and Fort Myers. So it was one of those, and Cedar Rapids made the most sense because, I mean, I don't know. I just wanted it to be there. So Chicago doesn't exist here. This is basically taking a smaller version of O'Hare, maybe a bigger version of Midway, and combining them into one. So as you can see, we do have a United Airlines hub right here. This is Terminal 1. It has 3 concourses. This is basically just the Star Alliance terminals. Over here we have United Express and all of their operations. And also we have gates for Denver Air Connection right here. This is the B concourse, houses all of United's flights, as you can see here. And then C concourse is kind of like the international concourse. So you see all the international airlines here, and Star Alliance, and also Emirates could potentially fly here because of their relationship with United. So they might be parking here at some future airport update. I don't know yet. This airport is, so this is going to be like a chronological airport. Each update will be 1 hour later than the previous one, and these updates will also be monthly, like PSL. So that's kind of the dealio with this. Yeah, I don't really know. There's a lot of information that I want to say about this. This is going to be the most mentally taxing airport update, I feel like, but that's enough complaining from me. I also put a lot of effort into designing the gatefolds, as you can see here, made alternate gates and everything. So that's kind of something cool about this one. But yeah, we'll see how it goes along. But here's Terminal 2. This one is the international terminal. So this is where all the international ones are going to come in. We have that are not Star Alliance, of course, I should say. And then here we have like all the wide body gates. This is kind of an interesting section because this is supposed to be where Air Choice 1 would have parked, but as Air Choice 1 ceased operations as of 2022, June or July of 2022, I don't quite remember, this is now where Porter Airlines will park. So they're right there. Delta 10, this is the D concourse. So all these are the wide body gates, and then we get in over to this little corner here. And we have some narrow body gates. As you can see, there are some airlines parked there. This is where you'll see all the international flights and some narrow body gates. That ends Terminal 2 and the D concourse. Then we cut over here, and we have right here, this is the E concourse. This serves Allegiant, JetBlue, Spirit, Breeze, Delta, and Frontier. So they all park here. And then finally the F concourse, which is American and Alaska. And also we have the little Southwest satellite here, which isn't really a satellite, I should say. It looks like one, but we'll just pretend that beyond the building there is a road that connects this one up to the rest of the city. So the official name for this airport, by the way, is the Eastern Iowa International Airport. Or wait, I think that's actually, I came up with a better name for it. I think that's actually what the current airport is called right now. So I've done a lot of thinking about this airport, and I've just kind of struggling at remembering all what it is. So I might just think of a name. But I think Eastern Iowa International Airport kind of sounds cool. This is meant to serve more than just Cedar Rapids, so that's kind of the dealio with this. I'll figure more stuff out as we go along, but basically, as I was saying earlier about the updates, next month's update will be slightly different. So it'll be, well, first of all, I hope to have that section back there with actual gate markings, as I have this roll all filled in with all the gate markings. I still have to add roads and stuff, but at least the gate markings are all in, and then I'll have to add them in on the other roll over there with the E and F concourse. So that's kind of the plan with that. But as I was saying about the updates here, so that means next month's update will be this, but an hour later. So all the aircraft will be moved according to an hour later. So that's kind of how this is going to work. So it'll be like the old Gemini Jets 333 videos. That's how I'm going to be modeling this airport based off of, but with a more modern twist to it. So anyways, let's get into the update right here. Just about to take off. We just started the takeoff roll here. We have the United 757-200 in the Her Out Here livery, California. This one is going to be taking off for Kahului. So actually, this airport does have, at least you're supposed to imagine that it has two parallel runways. So this is, excuse me, this one is 15 right, and then over here we have 15 left. So there are two parallel runways here, but that one would be beyond those boxes back there. So that runway won't be appearing, but you just kind of have to imagine that it's there. And we'll see how we play the runway dynamic for future updates. I just kind of have it set up like this, but I can arrange it in different ways. And also leave me some feedback on what you'd like to see for this airport, because I don't really know what I'm doing, but you know, it's gonna have to follow like the Gemini Jets 333 model. So that's kind of how this is gonna go. Right behind that, we have the Southwest Airlines 737-700 in the Missouri 1 livery. This one will be heading out to Las Vegas, and we're just about to take off after the United 757-200. Behind that, we have the Spirit A319. This is in their older colors, the rainbow colors, as some say, including me, but I don't really know what officially these are called. This one is taxiing out. I'm kind of using that little seam right there as a taxi line. This one will be heading out to Fort Lauderdale. Right here we have the United 737-800. This one just got pushed back from its gate right there. It actually pushed back from Bravo to Bravo. So this one just pushed back, and it will be heading out to Chicago O'Hare. I guess Chicago O'Hare still exists in this world, but Chicago is just really small or something, and there's enough demand for this airport. I don't know. Like I said, this is weird, but it's just what we're doing. It's a fictional world. It's okay. Right here we have the FedEx feeder ATR 72. This one just arrived in from Des Moines. There it was. Jeez. So I'm just arriving from Des Moines. So it does a commuter flight, delivers cargo from here to Des Moines and vice versa. So this one just arrived in from Des Moines. I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned it yet. This update is set at 5 a.m. So that's kind of the time frame for this one. So my apologies if I didn't mention that. So that is the time frame for this update. Right behind that, we have another Spirit. This is the A320 in the Bearfare livery. This one just came in, or this one is taking off for Orlando, taxiing out to the runway. Yeah. While we're over here, I'm just going to do the cargo area. So right over here, we have the Korean Air Cargo 7478. This one is has some trucks around it, but I guess this one's just standing still here. This is going to be here for a while. This one will be taking off for at around 11 for Seoul Incheon, and it came in last night in from Seoul Incheon. Moving back here, we have the FedEx MD-11. This one is on the Memphis turn. This one just came in actually. Right here we have the Amerijet 767 currently taxiing out to the runway, and will be heading out to Miami. And then right here we have the UPS 767-300, and this one will be this one came in from Louisville, and we'll be heading back out there later on today. And here we move into the United terminal. We will begin right here with the United Express E170, if we can get it focused right there. This one came in last night from Kansas City, and it will started boarded up here for the flight out to Denver. Moving along here, we have the United Express CRJ 700. This one came in from Indianapolis, and it will be heading out to Cincinnati. I have my little reference sketchbook here. I wrote down a ton of flight ideas for these on the sketchbook, and we'll see which ones they add later. Right here we have the United Express CRJ 200. This one came in from Fargo last night and is now taxiing out for Duluth. And finally here we have this United Express CRJ 200. So this one is parked in Alpha 1 Alpha right here. Kind of a later edition gate, we'll say. So we'll say this didn't exist and they only had 1 Alpha here. Which, by the way, the pushback that we have to do for the CRJ 200 here, this one has to push back here and it'll get pushed back. They have to pull it forward so it doesn't blast the people at Alpha 1 Alpha when the engine starts. But this United Express CRJ 200 here, this one came in from Sioux Falls, and it will be heading out to, let's go, wrote down a ton of airport codes that I don't know on here, so this one will say, well, it's heading out to Omaha. And now we move into the, wow, that didn't focus, we'll move into Concourse B, the United mainline flights. Back there we have the United 737-800 in the Star Alliance livery. This one came in last night from Portland PDX, and this will be heading out for Boston. Next down we have the United 737-700. This one came in from Dulles, and will be heading out to Houston Intercontinental. Moving along right here, we have the United 737-900 in the Eco Skies livery. This one came in from, let's go, it's a good one for this one. So this one came in from Orlando last night, and it will be heading out to, this will be heading out to Las Vegas this morning. Next to that, we have this United 737 MAX 8. This one came in from Miami, and will be heading out to Fort Myers. And right here we have the United A319. This one came in from Chicago O'Hare last night, and it'll be heading out to Milwaukee. And by the way, if you haven't noticed already, yeah, no, this update won't have jet bridges. I'm still working on this airport, so there are no jet bridges yet, and it's going to be a daunting task to create a ton of Lego jet bridges for this, because there's no way I'm going to ever get enough 3D printed or Gemini Jets ones, so I'm probably just going to make them all out of Lego if I even do them. So, I mean, if you'd really want to see jet bridges, I can probably commit to that eventually, but it's going to be a while probably before this airport gets jet bridges, so just bear with me on that. We'll see if I even have enough Legos to do that, but that will be a big commitment if we do that, but hopefully eventually that will come to fruition. Right here we have the Continental 752. Yeah, this is operating for United Airlines, because I just need as many United-esque airlines as I can to fit in here, so we'll say this one is just being operated by United. I do have a United 752, but that will be appearing in a later update, so why not include the Continental 752? It's still kind of relevant. I mean, the livery is kind of relevant. This one came in from on the red eye from LAX, or sorry, no, this one came in from San Francisco. We'll say this one came in on the red eye from San Francisco, and it will be heading out to LAX. And then right here we have the United 767 in the Star Alliance livery. This one will be heading out to Honolulu later, in about an hour. So you'll see that one on its way out in the next update probably. Moving along here to the Concourse C, we have some of our international flights, starting with this Air Canada H20-300. This one came in from Vancouver, and it will be heading out to Montreal. And then next to that one, we have this Copa Airlines 737-800 in the MLB livery. This one came in from Panama City, and it will be soon getting boarded up for the return flight back out there. And then right here we have the Air Canada CRJ-900 operated by Jazz Aviation. This one came in from Toronto last night, and I will be heading back out there this morning. So we will move over to the other side of the airport, basically. So pretty much bypassing all of the wide-body gates here, which will get filled later, but now it's just not a busy time for all the wide bodies here, so those will come on a later date. Moving into these gates back here, we have the Air Transat A321neo. This one came in from Montreal, and it will be heading back out there. Actually, no, this one came in from Vancouver. This is doing the same as the Air Canada one. It came in from Vancouver, will be heading out to Montreal. And then behind that one, we have the BWIA West Indies 737-800. This is filling in for a Caribbean MAX 8, but that will be in the next massive unboxing. So this one was probably making its only appearance here, at least for current day updates. I'll probably eventually do a retro update for this airport, in which case this aircraft will probably reappear. But for now, this one is filling in for a Caribbean MAX 8, and this one will be heading out to Port of Spain. Moving along right here, we have this American 737-800. This one came in last night from TFW, and it'll be taxiing out right now for Miami. Now moving into our Southwest gates, beginning with the Southwest Airlines 737 MAX 8, currently pushing back for Baltimore. Right here we have the Southwest Airlines 737-800. This one is getting loaded up for the flight out to, this will be heading out to Nashville. And right here we have the Southwest Airlines 737-700 in the older livery, the Kenya Blue livery with splits. And this one will be heading out to Fort Lauderdale. Right here we have the Delta A319. This one is currently taxiing out for New York JFK. Right over here, we're now in the E-Concourse, by the way. I should also mention that I'm kind of bouncing all over the place, I know, but this Southwest terminal here is designated as a different terminal. This is called the Love Terminal. If you can think of a better name, because I know that kind of sounds weird, you can definitely let me know what a better name would be, because I feel like it's boring to just call it the Southwest Terminal, or we could call it Terminal Love. That also sounds negative, so probably Southwest wouldn't want to call it that way. But I don't know, maybe you want to die from love. That also sounds really bad. But as you can see, the gate markings, I could just call it Terminal S, or the S terminal, because the gate markings are labeled with S for Southwest. So also, if you'd like me to change that and just make it Concourse G, then I could do that, but I don't know. It kind of feels boring. As I was saying, over here we have this Allegiant A319. This one came in last night from Phoenix Mesa, and it'll be heading out to Destin, Fort Walton Beach. Right here we have a JetBlue A320 in the For Good livery. This one will be getting loaded up here for the flight out to New York JFK. Or actually, no, that'll be heading up to Boston. And I'm going to contradict myself a lot here, just say one thing and then, oh wait, something else. I'm still kind of trying to figure out the flights for this one. I've never done something of this scale and like this before either. I'm pretty much coming up with all these destinations in my head, basically. I mean, I kind of briefed myself before this on where I want to send all these things, but it's kind of improv right now, so we'll see how well this goes and how the style is. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying making my own routes and everything. So right here we have the Delta 757-200. This one came in from LAX, and this one will be heading back out there. Behind that we have the Delta 737-900. This one came in from Seattle, and also on the turnaround heading back out there. Right here we have the Delta A321. This one came in from LAX as well, and this will be heading out to Atlanta. And right back there we have the Delta, you know what, let's actually say this one came in from Phoenix, and we continue on to Atlanta. And right here we have the Delta Connection CRJ at 900. This one just pushed back and is currently taxiing out for the flight out to Minneapolis-St. Paul. Now we went to the Frontier gates. Right here we have a Frontier A321. This one's getting boarded up for the flight out to Phoenix. And this Frontier A320neo is also getting boarded up for the flight out to Tampa. Moving back here into the American Airlines gates, beginning with this E145, operated by Envoy. This will be heading out to Chicago O'Hare. We have the E175. This one is on the turn from Newark LaGuardia. We have the A319, which came in from Philadelphia, and will be heading out to Reagan National. And then we have the American A321 in the Stand Up to Cancer livery. And this one came in on the red eye from LAX, and it will be heading back out there. And then finally, the Alaska 737 MAX 9, MAX 9. This one came in from Anchorage, and it will be also heading back out there. So yeah, that'll do it for this airport update. I will alternate on which sides I begin the update on. Maybe not. I don't know, because I think both sides show really cool things, and of course we're going to get the international stuff right in the middle, so I think that's just a pretty epic dynamic. And continuing kind of with the O'Hare theme, as it was pretty much based on Chicago O'Hare, it is a very confusing layout, as you can see. So that should be pretty reminiscent of Chicago O'Hare, which also has a very confusing layout, especially with this part, which, as you can see, is just a complete mess, as it has the Air Choice 1 gates and also the different gates for Porter when they start flying here. And, you know, it and also this part is kind of a mess with all the alternate gates right here. Like Charlie 5, when is this going to get used? I mean, this can really only get used when Bravo 2 is not in use, or Bravo 2 Classic and Bravo 2 Bravo, and only when Bravo 2 Alpha. So there's a lot of outlandish stuff going on here, like when are they ever going to use that gate? You can kind of also get that over here, like with the Delta 6 Bravo right there. I mean, you really don't want an aircraft right there because, or maybe you could probably fit one in a Delta 5 Alpha, but it's just a complete mess. If you have one at Delta 5 Alpha, good luck fitting one, at least any aircraft of size at Delta 4. So yeah, it is kind of a mess. But that is kind of what a lot of bigger airports now these days are. And you know, this airport was not really designed at all. It was kind of built like London, different stages, so that's why it all is kind of a big mess. These triangles are supposed to symbolize like a kind of modern terminal here for the international terminal. So we'll say this one has been rebuilt and it looks better. But also that terminal, the Terminal 1 over there, the Star Alliance terminal, is older as well as Terminal 3 with all the other flights in and around it everywhere. And I don't know, we could switch up the terminals if you'd like. They can really go either way. You can either go 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. So a lot of options that we can do here. I suppose if the cars are coming in from over here, it would make sense for that to be 1, 2, and 3. So maybe that would be more sensical to do that, because I don't really care which way it goes. So that's kind of the airport layout for now. There's still a lot of things to work out with this one, but I wanted to get an update out just because I thought it was a fun idea. And why not? I can show off a lot of my collection that you wouldn't get to see otherwise, because this is a fictional airport. We're going to throw in a ton of weird stuff in here. Maybe not weird, but, you know, international aircraft. And excuse me, I'm losing my voice right here because my throat is already sore and dry, and all this talking isn't making it any better. So I'm going to end the video pretty quick here. So thank you all for checking it out once again. And before I literally die, I will see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.